All right, Kendall, this is it. We are here, myself, Hal T, Kendall Roosing, and we are going to be calling the action all day here on Mat 3 of the IBJJF 2021 World Championships in Anaheim, California. And we're starting things off with the black belt quarterfinals in the rooster weight divisions. Roiter Lima versus Rodnei Barbosa. Roiter Lima in the blue, Rodnei Barbosa, a world silver medalist, taking silver in 2019 in the white. Now, Kendall, you were commentating here all day yesterday, and you must be pretty excited to be able now to see these championship rounds here at the Worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that's really interesting is yesterday I kept saying over and over, man, some of these first and second round elimination matches could be potential world finals, right? Like literally that's the caliber we've been dealing with this entire tournament. So now going into the quarterfinals today, this morning, just gets even more, every single millisecond of the match matters more than it did even yesterday. So we have another guard, double guard pull here. This is their second double guard pull, so we have one penalty apiece.
Now this is the gamesmanship here, and especially in the lighter weight divisions. This is the rooster weight division, the lightest male weight division here at the World Championships. And we will be featuring, upcoming today, we'll be featuring some extremely well-known names. Look for 10-time world champion Bruno Malfacini later on here on this mat. Mikey Musumeci will be appearing. The reigning current IBJJF World Champion, the only American to win 3 IBJJF World Gold medals, will be over on mat 1. And right now they're kind of stuck in this very difficult leg entanglement. It kind of looks like Roiter halfway over to a Berimbolo, but is right now trapped and can't complete the roll.
Yeah, and really interesting to note that Roiter Lima is also a PANS medalist. You know, he's just recently came over from Brazil and has been kind of on a tear, working his way up to the top of the podium. At least that's what he's looking for today, of course. But this is a common theme that we see in the rooster weight divisions, right? This double guard pull. This is their second pull. The referee is going to stop them and stand them up again.
Yeah, so it does seem that they didn't stand them up because there was an ankle lock at play, right, in that position. Because they only have 20 seconds to work in the double guard pull, right? And if nobody comes up, then they will both receive a penalty, and then they will be stood back up. And now this is the second time that has happened. But if they do drop in the double guard pull, and somebody has an active submission, such as an ankle lock, then the referee will let them go until that submission is free.
Yeah, so Roiter is playing on bottom. Barbosa has come up on top. So coming up to the top, he'll get an advantage here. And he'll start with one advantage lead with about 7:45 left in the fight.
Now, my only criticism of this kind of strategy is that you're just 2.5 minutes into the match, and you've already got 2 penalties against you on the board. It doesn't allow for
any mistakes.
Any mistakes from this point on, because you can get really punished for it, because a third penalty is 2 points against you, and then a fourth penalty is a disqualification. So I think they're going to have to tread carefully from this point on.
Yeah, we see that a lot, like we were saying with the double guard pulls. But now I like to see Roiter pull into this nice close guard here. With the lighter weights, with the rooster weights in general, sometimes a close guard can be such a powerful position because these guys move lightning fast. So if you can slow your partner down just a bit, you can really gain an advantage. So doesn't seem to be phased here by Barbosa standing up and kind of pulling the back of the left tricep in to break the posture. And I like that Roiter is, pretty relaxed here. He's kind of switching from sleeve grip to collar grip, just keeping an awareness so Barbosa knows he has to protect that right arm. So he's not really able to fully stand up and open the guard in a way that would feel really confident, because he has to be aware that the attacks on the right arm from Roiter. So just kind of keeping the threat alive can force your opponent to play a certain way.
And just looking at the there's nice. This as the hands went to the waist, that Lima, he decided, I'm going to open my guard on my terms. He's got nice sleeve grip with one hand. It looks like he's got the pant grip with the other, bringing those feet in and slipping the lasso through. And there's a nice off balance, a little tilt sweep, going to come up on top into a knee cut position, back steps over the top. That's 2 points, and this is a pretty solid passing position right here.
Yeah, this is a beautiful passing position, especially if you see Roiter's left hand on the back of the gi. It's almost past the center line. He can use that as an anchor. Does have to be careful here not to get tilted back over.
Interesting that he swims it inside instead of keeping that deep crossface, but what do you think he's going for here, Kendall?
I think he's going to be looking for some transitions maybe into the legs, or, yep, coming in here on a knee bar or a toe hold. So he wasn't too nervous about going to the back, or he might just switch him over into the 50-50.
We'll have to be careful because the position that he's in, it's not a knee bar. It's he has the leg completely trapped.
Yeah, so from this position, Roiter's not able to bring his left arm over into a foot lock grip, right? Because his
That
left
would be a
leg is...
disqualification,
Yeah,
looping.
so right here, this is legal only if he does not foot lock grip with his left hand. He can underhook and kind of prop the foot onto his shoulder.
But look at the twist on Barbosa's
Yeah.
leg. That is not a good position to be stuck in.
It's very strange because it's legal, but it is creating the pressure on the knee because of the tricep closure on Roiter's left side. But also, you know, he has that pant grip with the right hand, so he's definitely looking to elevate the hips here. And as long as Barbosa can't put his hips and his back on the mat, he's kind of stuck. It's really hard for him to start to move.
Now it looks like the angle has kind of turned a little. And I almost thought that Lima would be going for the knee bar there, but fans of Nogi may be wondering why he isn't going for certain leg attacks. Well, it's just a reminder here that at IBJJF that twisting leg attacks are not permitted. The only leg attacks that are allowed under IBJJF rules in these black belt ranks are straight ankle locks, straight knee bars, toe holds. You will not see any twisting or torque of the knee in any of these leg locks.
Yeah, it's interesting position here where, you know, Roiter has opted to allow it to go to the bottom position, giving up the 2 points, and he's losing by the advantage, right? So now he's losing the match with 4 minutes left. And when he was in the top position, he could have opted to pass, but it seemed like he was comfortable enough with going for the leg attacks or potentially rotating through to the back that he was willing to give up bottom position. So now he does come up on top again, now that his knees have hit the mat, so he gets the 2 back. So with a 4-2 lead, again, this is not like a super dominant lead because of that advantage, right? So Barbosa knows that anytime he comes on top, he'll be in the lead here.
And I think the viewers at home may be wondering, sort of looking at this, like if one or the other has a particular advantage. And I would say that, the truth be told, probably not. This is one of those positions that you sometimes get entangled in Jiu-Jitsu, that you can't really untangle yourself from it without potentially opening up an attack for your opponents. And you have to be extremely cautious and very careful.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a game of chicken, right?
Yeah.
And patience.
So it's almost like they're locked into a position neither of them particularly wants to be in, but also they can't afford to leave. But
I think Roiter really believes in the knee bar here too.
I would say that the way that he's moving around and kind of trying to cut a little bit more of an angle to try and open up the the attack of the knee, but Barbosa's done a good job so far in the awareness of that attack.
It's interesting grip Barbosa has with his left hand, kind of having the lapel. The thing is, it kind of keeps Roiter's right arm from extending, so there's a little bit of help with the rotation of the shoulders. But because it's just the end of the jacket, it doesn't restrict Roiter's movement too much. But now we see Barbosa trying to elevate Roiter's hips, kind of turn this position around. Yeah.
He's trying to find a path to the back. And this is good work here from Barbosa. He's managing to slowly creep his way up and around the back. You can see he's got a grip with his left hand in the back of the collar, and he's using that to pull himself up and around. Still, we'll need to be very careful.
Yeah, the knee bar attempt is still
his
there.
legs. Yeah.
That's the trade-off when you're in this type of position. Going for the knee bar here is always going to expose the back to a certain extent. But of course, these guys are really well versed in these positions. They probably are here, daily. And so Roiter, that's why he's not diving in for the foot, exposing his back. When Barbosa's in such a good position, that would not be very smart. So now we're tied up again. Barbosa currently has a top position and has that one advantage lead with 1:45 left.
See the way that that Lima is trying to bring his right foot inside, try and pummel that foot inside, but Barbosa, that powerful pant grip that he had, but there is coming up on top now into this knee cut position. Now earlier we saw the moment that he got into the knee cut position, he almost immediately backstepped into a leg attack. And
yeah, I think he has much better grips at this moment. If you look at the collar grip with the right hand and the pant grip with the left,
So I'm wondering, will he insist upon the pass a little more this time?
I think so, because he has a strong chance at a knee cut here. But the thing about Barbosa's grips is that he's passed the lapel through the back of the leg, almost like he's gonna, kind of go for like a sit-up guard type sweep. He can come up on a single on Roiter's left leg. He can replace his guard. He can come up to his knees. And look at the lock with the figure four, like the insistence on the half guard. And it's a smart call because without that half guard locked in, Roiter can knee slide through. But it would be a lot easier to do if he had the underhook with the left hand. But that's really hard for him to get right now because of Barbosa's grip. And now Barbosa kind of goes to a shin on shin with his right.
That's a really nice position, especially with that lapel through the legs like that. That's a very good control position. And there you can see now, he's wrestling up. He's coming forward, but Roiter trying to keep his hips off the mat. Will try not to concede this sweep.
Yeah, if Roiter does get swept here, he's going to be down by that advantage. And he gets sat down to his butt. He's still trying to turn, rotating his knee through. Hasn't awarded the points yet because
he's actually off the mat. That's incredible. Only the palms of his hands are on the mat right now. But Barbosa hooks in.
Wow, will it be enough to get the 4? He gets an advantage here. He does get the 4
points.
For
the back take. And in the last seconds of the match, Roiter Lima,
last 10 seconds,
trying so hard to defend the sweep, opens up the back take, and Barbosa, the 2019 silver medalist, advances through in this Roosterweight division. That was a dramatic end to that match.
That was a dramatic end. I definitely saw the match was pretty locked in for Roiter with 30 seconds left. Barbosa made it happen and came up not just for 2, but for a back take for 4. Very, very impressive.
The winner, Rodney Barbosa Jr., he is going to advance through into the semi-final.
He'll be facing the winner.
He's going to have the winner of Bruno Malfacini and Taliesin Suarez, which is coming up on this mat a little later.
I believe the last time they fought was at Europeans.
That's correct.
Right?
Europeans 2020.
Europeans,
so some history there.
Yes, definitely some history there. Yeah, and I believe that match was won. I think it was just a narrow advantage or a two-point match there at Europeans.